What is up, guys? KFC back here with our next war recap video. This one was the big one. This was the war that pushed us into clan level 10. We were able to do it, but more importantly, we were able to do it with all of our former friends. As you can see there, big jump in our war, going from 20 v20s on average all the way up to 50 v50 against active Pinoy. And yeah, it was just a really, really fun war to participate in. I know that when I was in the group meet chat, I kind of said this was the vision that I had for the Goodfellas back in the day when I first took over the clan. I wanted us to be a stacked clan, kind of from top to bottom. We had a couple of 11s at the top. We had a couple of 10s all the way down to, I believe, like 12. And then we just had a bunch of stacked 9s, tons of 30-30s all at the top. Pretty sure going all the way down to liquid. I'm pretty sure we had at least 25-25, if not even more than that. I think Arcos has 25-20. So, yeah, just a really, really stacked roster from top to bottom. And the war was just really, really fun to participate in. It was a war where members that had left us for other clans came back just for one war. People that had retired came back for a war, even those that had been retired for 3 or 4 months. And it was just a blast. We were severely out advantaged in the Town Hall department. So they had 6 Town Hall 11s, all with Eagle artilleries. But we got all of those 2-starred, including number 1, that Demand Myth Legends Town Hall 10 account hit on the last little bit of war there to kind of get us to that 140 mark. And then all the Town Hall 9s were taken care of. All of the Town Hall 8s were taken care of. So yeah, so just a super fun war. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats real quick. 43 stars for us, 5 for them. If we only tracked the number of 3 stars that I got in the war, the score still would have been 7-5 us, so humble brags there. Let's go ahead and start in with some of the replays. And so, hoping that my internet decides to cooperate, I'm going to kind of start from 50 and kind of work my way all the way up to number 1. So I'm probably going to do the replays in 2x speed. And it'll be a nice way to give tribute to all the Goodfellas that not only came back for the war, but also recorded a triple. And yeah. So stick with me. It'll probably be a little bit of a long video, but it was a pretty special war, and I want to make sure that it gets the coverage that it deserves. So a little background here as I play this attack in the background. So the Torch Runner account is the account that I retired. At the time that I retired it, it was on a 48-star or 48 attack, 3-star streak, and people were asking me like, "Oh, like you're really not going to try for 50?" And I was like, "No," because by the time that I got to 48 in a row, my 3-star percentage was 90%, and I thought it would be good to retire with a 90% 3-star percentage, but we needed one for this war, so as you can see, I brought it out of retirement, and despite hitting kind of that awkward double set over there in between a couple of barracks on the outside with my mini Asian wall, I was able to get this base down, and that brought me to 49 in a row, and it just goes back to something that I said in Liquid's latest podcast. Sometimes when you're in a clan like ours, you're going to log on to war, and there's only going to be 10 or so hours left, and all of the Town Hall 9s are going to be cleared, and there's really not going to be a whole lot for you to do, and it really just kind of is up to you to figure out what is it that I can do to engage myself kind of in this war, and that's what I was able to do with the Torch Runner account for so long. Just find ways to stay competitive. I had a streak that was 25 long, and so I tried to get that, and then once I did, I said, let's see how far I can take this, and so putting that time and precision into these attacks was a lot of fun, and the streak was really fun itself. I know Town Hall 8's obviously not super difficult, but it does require you never to make a mistake, and like even if you're watching this attack kind of in the background right now, I didn't get a great deployment surgically on my hogs, and I'm actually going to end this attack with probably only 4 or 5 hogs left. I still had plenty of time, and I had the BK's ability left over. But to go 50 attacks in a row, probably 25 of them or so against max Town Hall 8 bases, and then a couple against, ones that were weighted 50 or 51, was really fun to do. So I can officially say that after this attack, Torch Runner did get to 50 in a row, and will now re-retire that account. And so, yeah, good stuff there. Let's go ahead and move on to our next one here. So the next two was a welcome back to Cam, also playing under the ID of Sarah. Gonna go ahead and do these on 4x speed, just because they were bully attacks on a Town Hall 8. But while they're kind of playing in the background, was just nice to see Cam back, and I know that he kind of volunteered to be one of the individuals that took the Town Hall 8s down. And that's always been a big thing for me. You know, when we get mismatch wars, you know, everyone wants to compete and show their attacks at a high level, but we always need people to kind of come down. And I tend to be the one that does it when I can. And I think I did have an attack in this war with Blue Summers that was also a bully attack that we'll get to. But it was cool that Cam stood up and did these attacks for us. It was great having you back. I know that you are officially re-retired once again. So yeah, man, thanks for coming back, and I'm gonna head and speed up this this bully attack here real quick, and then we'll get to the next one. A couple of witches coming out of the CC, shattered approach, kind of directly up the gut, and then hogs kind of coming in there counterclockwise, easy peasy, no problems there for Cam bullying this account down. And so yeah, for those of you that either don't know or weren't familiar with the bottom of the map, we did have 5 Town Hall 8s on the enemy side, and we only had 1 on our side. That was my Torch Runner account, so we did need 3 bully attacks. This was my my bully attack on this base as well. I forget what I did here. Shattered from the bottom, trigger all the bombs, and then hogs on the outside. So pretty easy stuff there. So yeah, we don't even need to finish watching this, really. There's no point anymore. So skipping up to the next one, we have Onyx taking out the bottom Town Hall 9. So as you can see, kind of baby level defenses here. If there's one thing that we can count on Onyx for, it is to mightily grind out a vicious 3-star on a base that is super easy. So ground expos here, but AD6s. But as you can see, that one golem there all the way on the left kind of betrayed him. And so as the CC pops out, he's basically doing this attack cold blood. But ultimately, he is going to be able to get in here, nab both air defenses with his queen. And then his queen actually takes out the enemy archer queen, which is going to allow him to start the air portion. Coming there, counterclockwise direction, coming in behind the sweeper, which is a great call. 2 rage spells, so obviously haste might have been better. Just in terms of kind of speeding these loons kind of to these outside defenses. I think that seems to be the new meta for La Loon attacks. I can't obviously speak to being a La Loon expert, but really the only issue of this attack was the cleanup. Anytime you're going up against 4 86s, maybe for people in Rising that are watching this attack, your hounds are never going to pop. So as you can see, he's kind of short on cleanup here. So having 1 loon, maybe for that gold mine that got trapped over here, would have saved some time, because ultimately I think this attack came down to about 20 or so seconds to go. But good job there, Onyx, recording a triple. Happy to see your baby account in the main clan. So going to scoot up to Brainiac Z, take it on. This very common internet base. Actually, for those of you that were on TeamSpeak, this was the base that Onyx was terrified to attack. Arbor tried to give him some tips on how to do it, and actually this was the way to do it. 4 golems, a bunch of wizards in behind, and just kind of work yourself around. 2 jumps. 1 jump is going to lead him into the core there, and the other one is going to lead him out. Very nicely trailed Barbarian King in. And so this is kind of one of those bases that we can just never miss. Has to go down on the first swing, and Brainiac Z kind of makes short work of it here. Obviously, the hero advantage is extremely in our favor on these lower bases. 27-25 for Brainiac Z coming in. But he goes ahead and shows you kind of how to get it done there. 4 golem approach, 6 hogs now coming in at 6 o'clock. All of his wizards basically are still up, and still has his queen's ability in the bag, and just absolutely destroys that base. So good job there to Brainiac Z. All right, scrolling up to the next one, we have Kamal, another returned member of the clan, who is actually going to be one of the 3 that I know about at the moment, who is going to be staying on with us for the foreseeable future. So glad to have you back. Going to be taking on this base with a Cold Blood La Loon here. Pretty easy to see why he chose Cold Blood as the approach. Jump spell goes down. That's going to connect him to the air defense and get him to the enemy Archer Queen there. A little bit of I think this was a little bit of a scary Archer Queen, just because there was a Tesla and a bomb in that compartment, and the BK's Barbarians ultimately got blown up by that big bomb. But ultimately, the queen does go down, and he is going to start his cold blood portion. Pretty standard stuff here. Going to have to go into the sweeper around 6 o'clock, which is obviously not ideal, and is actually going to push his loons around quite a bit. But when you have a base with all AD6s and not max defense, you're going to be able to get away with stuff like that. No haste from Kamal as well, so obviously, as you see, can obviously still get it done, even without haste and raging your stuff in. But Kamal seems to have a little bit of a better cleanup than Onyx did on his attack, and so this attack is going to be a little less scary than Onyx's was. So good job there, Kamal. Happy to have you back in the clan. And like I said, that was one of the 3 members that is back in action with us. Next one, Brainiac Z, taking out there, number 42. Not a great design, but also a decent, I shouldn't say decent, but it's an anti-3. Going to come at this from a pretty traditional shattered go-ho approach. Coming in from around 2 o'clock here. Got a nice spread on his golems. Beautiful funnel creation. Lava Hound pops out of the clan castle, so that's nothing to be concerned about when you're hogging. BK does go in. Just barely gets his ability off. Runs into some bombs. Very similar fate to what we just saw with Kamal, where those barbarians all kind of go down. But the queen does go down. The hound does pop. He has poisons in the bag. I think that, excuse me, I have to record on my phone today because the iPad was not cooperating. So you get to see all of my pop-up notifications as they come. A couple of poisons go down there late. I think that a lot of people, when a Lava Hound pops out of the clan castle, they kind of immediately abandon the poison plan. Worst case scenario, if you know that you're a player that tends to not use them, just go ahead and drop them on the Lava Hound. Just drop them on something, as opposed to holding on to them. But a very nice attack here. Obviously, the base wasn't great. Had a double set next to the queen, and then Brainiac Z, he knows how to path around that 6 o'clock double bomb there, and he gets the job done. So I'm going to do 2 more. I'm going to take a water break, and then we'll do 10 more. So Kamal coming in with a 6-star war here on a nicely symmetrical base. Very kind of the enemy to give us so many of these this war. Going to come in once again, Cold Blood Laloon. Pretty easy to see why he picks it. And then I haven't watched his attack yet, but I assume that he will start his air portion from the north, just because that would come in behind both sweepers. Bases like this actually kind of intimidate me, attacking with air, just because that core area where the air sweepers are is probably also going to have quad Teslas in there. And sometimes the loon pathing can get a little funky when it's that way. But as you see, Kamal's taking a nice chunk of the base here, so hopefully the pathing kind of works itself out. Got a couple of outside air defenses here, and there you can see the Tesla is starting to do work on those balloons because the Lava Hounds are out of range. So this is exactly why I'm always terrified of attacking these bases with Laloon. That said, he's going to have plenty of balloons left up. He even has a Lava Hound pop there at the end. Gets his cleanup down on the opposite side of the queen. Has a minion in the bag. Probably could have gone down on the other side, but small details. Kamal takes out this base. Congratulations on your 6-star war. And once again, welcome back. All right, scrolling up to base 40, we have Doc King taking it out here. Once again, one of those anti-3s, not super fantastic. He's going to be taking Queen Walk, Go Vaho. It was something that we used a ton at the top, and we will get to all those attacks here soon. A couple of easy double spots to negate here. Nice location for his queen, just because of the back side of the base where the Barbarian King is. Doesn't have a lot of good double sets. Throws a hog in there to grab the lure. Poison spell goes down. Very nice by the King. Valkyries, unfortunately, are brutal, mean bitches, and they, for some reason, go spam left. But a nice recovery there. A nice jump spell gets the Valkyries into the core, and then they're actually going to thin out, it looks like, before they take that second jump. So hindsight being 20/20, I'm sure if Doc King had the attack back, he would have brought an extra heal with him. But he's going to kind of pound through this base with those big beefy heroes, and negates negates that one double spot that looked like it wasn't very good to begin with there, down at 6. Poison spell in the bag. If I know Doc King, he is totally Team Kevin when it comes to swag poisons. So we'll fast forward to the end of the replay and make sure that he does indeed do it. Otherwise, he will be getting a talk from me here soon. Here it comes. 20 seconds away. Oh my god, disappointed. I'm gonna fucking make him an elder as soon as this video is over. It's so depressing. All right, so let me go ahead and I'll start playing this attack by LT. I'm going to take a drink of water just to recover myself here. 27 Valkyries. I'm actually not going to start these yet because I have to I have to watch this and comment as I go. All right. So 27 Valkyries, 4 heal spells. I have to assume that there's a Lava Hound in the Clan Castle. He's not going to bother with wall breakers. He's not going to bother with jump spells. He's just coming balls deep in this base. He is going to be thoughtful enough to create a little funnel for his 27 Valkyries. And indeed, there's some wall breakers there in the Clan Castle. That's going to let his Valkyries go through. And then we're going to see a nice little loop-de-loop around this base. It looks like Valkyries are going clockwise. They've split off into 2 nice little groups there. So that one group seems to be more important. And indeed, he is dropping those heal spells on that group that is in the middle, taking it all. Lava Hound was in the Clan Castle, and he is just going to absolutely obliterate this base. No ifs, ands, buts, or questions. He's actually going to do it without even needing to drop a heal spell or 2 poisons. But unlike Doc King, LT knows what's up. He drops a nice little design there in the middle of the base. Absolutely crazy 27 Valkyrie attack. LT, as far as I know, is not staying, but I have not reached out to him yet. That said, it was really nice to have you back for this war, cleaning up one of the final Town Hall 9s, I believe, or he might have actually hit ones that were already 3-star. But either way, good to have you back. So Jay Sweezy here, coming in on this base, going to be coming in with a traditional kind of shattered go-ho. Jay Sweezy, I noticed that doesn't have any archers in his composition, despite the fact that there are some corner stuff, so I guess we're going to be using wizards for that corner stuff here. We'll see how he does. Queen goes down. And he's not going to kind of complicate this. Going to go in a nice, simple, kind of counterclockwise motion here, dropping heals for his hogs as they need them, and then drops a few more there on that cannon to make sure that they do not trip over that double. Really nice negation method there by Jay Sweezy. I'm going to get to the end of this base. Only a cannon and an expo to worry about. Does indeed not remember the Dark Barrack sitting right there. So Jay Sweezy gets the wall of shame for forcing us to wait 20 seconds for his troops to make it all the way back over to the Dark Barrack before they take it out. Moment of silence for Jay Sweezy. All right, moving on. Base 37. Going to be taken out by Surge. Surge is officially back to being retired. So this was his 3-star of the war. It was really nice to see you back. I don't think I caught you on TeamSpeak. I wasn't sure if you jumped on or not. But either way, coming in with a Go Vaho here, very similar to how Surge used to get it done kind of months ago. Nice funnel creation there. Everything going in. Not going to be a problem. It looks like these Valks are going to kind of go through this little L shape, and then he has a nice jump spell there that's going to connect kind of a decent chunk of this base. Valkyries go in and take care of the enemy Archer Queen. Lava Hound pops out of the Clan Castle. Heal spell goes down for his Valkyries, and at this point, he's pretty much done everything that he needs to do. There's a couple of double spots on the other side of the base. The Valkyries just nabbed one there. I believe there is another one in between that Wizard Tower and that AD. So we'll see kind of how these hogs path themselves. Heal spell goes down there on that final pack of hogs. And looks like this one's actually going to be maybe the bottom's not there. It's not there. So that was there. It is. So a little bit horrible base design by our enemy, but hey, we'll take it. And looks like that golem's going to be doing some much needed tanking here for the final little portion of this base that needs to be taken out. And Surge goes ahead and swags those poison spells down on that Archer Tower and that mortar. And those Valkyries go back to tanking. His queen, I don't even know where his queen is. Oh, his queen's on the other side of the Lava Hound beating on it. Finally, it pops there, but it's too little too late. This base is toast. Thanks, Surge, for coming out for the celebration, and continue to enjoy retirement. Base 36 by Grave, another fellow retired Goodfellow who is also going to remain retired after this war. It was a pleasure having you back, sir. I'm going to be coming at this base with either a stoned or a shattered Go-Ho here. Haven't seen what's out of that clan castle yet. It's possible that there's hogs in that clan castle. But a nice symmetrical base. I think this base actually took like 4 or so hits, though, from our guys. So once again, Graveland not going to kind of change the script at all. Gets a nice poison spell down there on the enemy Archer Queen and the enemy clan castle. And he's going to kind of go in. His queen actually takes a little bit of a walk on him, which is unfortunate. But he does pop the ability and drops that poison spell, which is going to slow the dragon down just enough for him to kind of get his hogs going. And then at this point, it looks like the opponent had terrible bomb spots on this base, and he is going to kind of walk his hogs counterclockwise around the base, drop heals for them as needed. They are being pestered by some skeletons here, but ultimately there's going to be just enough of them left to make sure that he gets through the rest of the base. And Graveland's been around the block before, so he knows to already start dropping his cleanup troops, and they are all around the base. As you can see, 30-second cleanup process here. That's usually what I would say you should aim for, around a 30-second cleanup process. That, to me, symbolizes that you have cleanup troops working kind of in all sections of the base. So really nice attack there by Grave. I'm not sure if you have an attack later on in the war. If not, thanks for coming back, and hope retirement is treating you well as well. All right, going to go up to base 35. This one taken out by me. So not quite LT level, coming in with 19 Valks instead of 27, but going to be a very similar system to what LT did in his attack. Just kind of pick a spot, spam them all in there, and then just kind of heal them as they go around. Witch popped out of the clan castle, which was great. I wasn't planning on the Valkyries going into the core right away, but it kind of worked out in my favor. And then so at this point, I'm just kind of watching as they go. 4 wizards in the bag. Those will all get dropped in that arch tower, and they will go down pretty easily there. Not going to say good job to me, because that would be weird. All right, base 34. This was the base that, for whatever reason, took us 9 attacks to get down. This base is god-awful, but Doc's going to come in. I think the lesson that I learned from watching this war is that a lot of times the reason why a base might take us 7, 8, 9 times is because guys just try things that aren't needed. They try and overcomplicate things, right? So I saw people AQ walk this base. I saw them try and AQ walk into a Go Bajo. I saw people earthquaking a portion of the base. I saw other people jumping. So I think that the lesson here, as I play Doc's attack, is that sometimes a very traditional shattered Goho, 2 golems and a jump spell is going to work. They're going to negate one of the giant bombs there. They're going to get the queen, and then you're going to start your hogs, a chunk of them anyway. They're going to negate that double set, and then at that point, you've got 21 more hogs, 2 heal spells. It's pretty self-explanatory from there. Not even close. Clan Castle in a horrible position with a Lava Hound in it. And the hogs are just going to run around the base and kind of take care of the rest. So definitely not a base that should take us 9 hits. But Doc kind of comes in. Special guest star for this war. Doc and Kava were here doing their thing. And I think Doc had a 6-star war. So congratulations to Doc for that attack. And thanks for showing up. This one coming in from Scott. Another retired member who is also staying retired. Probably my favorite attack of the war, just because of the expert level technique that Scott shows with negating the double sets in this base. So he's actually going to start kind of up there in that northern compartment with the AQ in it. A lot of times this would be an example of a base where people wouldn't try and do this. They wouldn't just come into the queen compartment because they wouldn't feel like they were getting enough value. But watch those hogs there on the bottom left. Drop 6 hogs. They're going to get an archer tower, a wizard tower, and he drops 2 more hogs in behind to make sure that Tesla goes down. And so basically for the value of 8 hogs, boom, there goes the double set. He's got it done. And so now at this point, he still has all 4 heal spells. I'm going to pause this right here. He has all 4 heal spells in the bag with 15 hogs to go. He's got 4 on the battlefield right now. He's got 11 in his hand and 3 extra heal spells. Just crazy. And so you'll watch him as he just kind of sprinkles in these hogs here. He's going to get that other double tripped, and then here come the rest of the 11 hogs here with 2 more heal spells to go. So that basically that second heal spell was a little bit wasted because he didn't have hogs in it. They tripped the double before these other hogs kind of came in. But the rest of the heal spells on point, covering the only pieces of defense that can really hurt his hogs at this point. Pretty efficient cleanup process all the way around. Remember, 30 seconds is the benchmark, and he was at 32 or so second. Thank you, Pizza Hut, for the exclusive offer. Very sweet of you. But yeah, Scott just 3 months out of retirement, hadn't done a war attack in well over 3 months, and he comes in and does that to that base. Absolutely incredible. Probably, like I said, probably my favorite tech of the war. So congratulations on your 3-star, and thank you, sir, for coming back for this war. Going to go ahead and start Roost's attack while I take a little bit of a water break here. I will be with you in 1 moment. All right, so Roos coming at this base. This was a cleanup hit. This was a cleanup hit that Frank was not able to get down on the first swing. But very similar to what we've seen. If the first hit fails and it's got a lava hound in the clan castle, just spam 21 Valks and life's going to be okay. And so in goes the 21 Valks. He basically has 75% or so of the base open already. First heal spell goes down on his Valks. Second heal spell goes down on his Valks. And they are just crushing life. His Archer Queen did unfortunately go down. He did try and keep her away from the Lava Hound, and she just got targeted by a couple pieces of point defense before the Valkyries were able to tank for her. And while these kind of Valkyries down here at 6 o'clock do some tanking, here come the rest of them. So just look at the craziness of how overpowered this attack is. So he came with 21 Valks, and he's going to be leaving with, it looks like, 7 or 8 and a full health Barbarian King. Absolutely crazy. Never even touches the Lava Hound. It was never in his plan. Just a really, really awesome attack to watch. So congratulations to Roost. Roost is the second member that is returning to our clan because of this war. So great to have you back, sir. Gonna go ahead and watch base 31 get taken out here by King. Pretty advanced level base for what these guys brought to the table. But King going to be going in here with an AQ walk go Vaho. Going to be starting his queen walk here from around 4 o'clock. And it looks like his queen's going to walk down. Drops a giant, a few wall breakers there. I assume that's eventually for the queen to go down there and walk into that compartment. But it looks like she's going to take her sweet-ass time kind of getting down there. He's got a minion on that army camp, which is really, really good just to kind of help create a piece of that funnel. Unfortunately, going to get taken down before that build effect goes down. So King looks like he's almost a minute into the raid. He hasn't started anything yet, but that is okay because I'm assuming that the rest of it's going to be super efficient. His queen actually broke into the base. I don't believe that was planned. Down goes the poison spell there. There goes his Valkyrie, so maybe it was planned. The Valkyries are going to go into that hole that he created at the bottom of the base. Jump spell is going to connect him to the entire rest of the base. Heal spell is going to heal his Valks up, and then at this point, you're just kind of surgically deploying your hogs in around the outside. Does run into an unfortunate Tesla farm there, which is usually not what you want to see. If you're deploying hogs surgically, the worst thing that can happen is that there's Teslas behind those pieces of point defense. So not the cleanest attack in the world. I'm going to assume that this was a fresh hit, only because if it was a cleanup hit, it wouldn't have made sense to deploy your hogs like that down in this area for the reason that Tesla is showing right now, is that it's going to be the last piece of defense to go down. If you ever deploy hogs surgically and you're going into a heavy Tesla area, they just need to have a heal spell. A giant's not going to work to tank because the giant will go down too quick. It's a nice attack there by King. I can only assume, like I said, that was a fresh hit. I have to know if it was a fresh hit or not. Yes, it was a fresh hit by King. So nicely done just in terms of also just quickly thinking on your feet there, just deploying more hogs down there in that area, and then everything finished down there as well. All right, so Graveland coming in with a 6-star war in his return to the clan. Only going to be bringing 3 healers for this AQ walk. So normally nowadays we see 4, but he's going to almost lose his queen there. Unfortunately, he has to pop the ability. I tend to be someone who likes to use a rage spell before the ability is popped, just depending on... I feel like the ability is just a better get out of jail free card, so to speak, and I also tend to always misplace my rages, so that never helps. There goes the rage spell, though, on the left side, where meanwhile he's entering from the right side with his kill squad. Hound was in the clan castle, so that's basically going to be completely ignored. Probably one of the better examples of how you keep a queen away from a clan castle that has a hound in it. She basically has walked all the way from about 1 o'clock to around, I think, 8 o'clock. So quite a far walk for his queen. Easily, she probably took out close to 40% of the base herself. And pretty expert level techniques there by Graveland. So congratulations on your 6-star war, and continue to enjoy retirement. All right, going to be watching Cursed Dude take out base 29. Going to go ahead and start speeding these up a little bit more. So is this the... No, there's an attack that I have to... Oh, no, maybe this was the attack. Yeah, okay, I have to redo this one. So this was an attack that Cursed Dude... I'm going to give you a little background for those of you that miss all the fun on TeamSpeak. So Cursed Dude was exhausted, and he had base 29 called. And we were on TeamSpeak. It was me, Cursed Dude, Doc King, I think Son of Jay was on there, Kamal, Onyx, a bunch of guys were on, and Cursed Dude asked my permission. He's like, hey, Kevin, like, I want to go to bed. You know, can I leave my call up? And because he's like, I can't get my attack in until 7 hours left in war. And I keep in mind, we were on TeamSpeak. There was like 20 hours left in war. And I was like, well, you don't have to do your attack. You can take your call off of the number. But I was like, you can't like hold the base for 13 more hours. Like if you want to go to bed, that's fine. But just leave it to someone else. And so instantly Doc King was like, oh, well, like I'll take it. And Kirsty was like, no, like I'm just going to YOLO it. I really, really want this base. So he actually goes in. He's like dead exhausted. And I'm probably not going to be able to do Cursed Dude's kind of reaction on TeamSpeak to this live. But I'm going to do my best Cursed Dude impersonation in terms of how he narrated the attack as the rest of us were watching it on TeamSpeak. So let me go ahead and take a sip of water, and then I will do this attack. All right, so I'm going to start pretending that I'm Cursed Dude here. Oh, dude, no way. The Tesla blocked the lerp. Oh, please get it. Please get the dragon, bro. Oh, no. Fuck. What happened? Oh, the hog blocked the Tesla. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck it. I'm just gonna drop my Valkyries. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is so fucked, yo. Oh, God, the dragon's gonna roast my fucking Valks. Oh, yeah. Those loons were a mistake. Those air defenses aren't even down yet. I don't even know why I dropped them, dude. Oh, this attack is shit. This is shit. No, I'm still gonna get it, though. I wrecked this fucking base, yo. I wrecked it. Don't even worry about that Tesla. My fucking balloons are gonna fucking rape that Tesla. No doubt about it. These 3 balloons right here are gonna rape this fuck. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me, yo. It's alright. I'm still gonna fucking rape this base. Oh, no, I failed. I failed this base. This is a disaster. I failed this base. How could I have failed this base? Dude, you've got 7 Valks up. Dude, oh. I won. That was approximately Cursed Dude's reaction to taking out that base. It was the best I can do. I'm sure it wasn't amazing, but yeah. That's what I'm going with. Congratulations, Cursed Dude, on your 3-star. Terrible 3-star. G-Bay taking out 28. We're almost halfway done. G-Bay is the 3rd member of the clan who's going to be making a return. G-Bay was someone who left to go to WHF. And in general, when people leave our clan for another war clan, I'm not going to be that guy that tries to convince them not to go, because I know that feeling. I've done it before. I left the Goodfellas with my main account a long time ago to go to Emphatic Elite, and I know exactly what those guys are talking about when they say they just want a little bit of a different type of a war scene. For those of you that have only known the Goodfellas, and haven't been in some of those clans, they do run just a little differently than our clan. And so the best way that I can think to describe it is just imagine a clan filled with people who were just as good as I am, for example. And that's not to like toot my own horn or anything, but I'm trying to give like an example of, think of me like in my prime when I was playing the game 2.5, 3 hours a day. And the sketches that I would draw and the activity level that I would show, and then just imagine that not only talent level, but also commitment level kind of across the board. It's just different in WHFs and the One Hives and the Emphatic Elites of the world. And so I understand when other people leave our clan for just to see what it's like. And, it's a pleasure to have Jibe back after he went and experienced those other clans. He got to participate in a couple of cool wars, got featured on PB's channel, but ultimately very similar to the way that I felt too. Eventually it just gets to the point where it just doesn't quite feel 100% right. Maybe the social game just isn't there for you down there. Clan kind of starts to feel like family. Really nice poison trail here, by the way, by Jay Sweezy. I know that I'm kind of still talking about Jibe. Thank you, my darling, for giving me your password that I will now have to change because you're now on YouTube with it. I'm never against those guys going and exploring kind of other clans. But I'm glad to have Jibe back for sure. He's a TeamSpeak personality, and it's going to be great to see him in the clan again. And so just wanted to say that. I know I ran over a little bit. I'm on Jay Sweezy's attack. I'm sure Jay Sweezy won't mind, and I'm sure we're going to see some more of Mr. Jay Sweezy later on in his Town Hall 10 attacks. So good job there by Jay Sweezy, taking out that Town Hall 9 base. All right, so we are about 37 minutes into the video, and I'm not even halfway done yet. So it's going to be time to start maybe 4xing some of these as we get a little bit closer to the top. Obviously, it's a little bit of a bummer because these attacks up here are probably a little bit better than the ones we've seen so far, but just for time's sake, I'll kind of just comment on things that I see kind of as I go. Nice lure here by Sai, kind of a traditional kind of bring to the corner and kind of take care of it approach. But this entire base has been basically hollowed out, and basically this is going to be Valk City. Hogs on the outside. I think the hog deployment in Valk attacks is always the thing that has to be the most precise. You are just kind of spamming your Valks in there. As you can see in this case, he spammed, I believe, like 8 or 10 in there. He's got 2 left over, and he's got a bunch of hogs left over. And the reason why the hogs are important is because obviously they're just your best cleanup tool. So just be very careful on where you place your hogs, and to just also keep in mind that you usually don't have a heal spell for the hogs. So that means you're going to be healing Valks. You might be raging Valks. Just make sure that you don't run into a Tesla farm like Duck King did in his attack. Edgar coming in here with a Shattered Laloon, goes ahead and nails both of those air defenses on entry. Pretty self-explanatory attack. Nice usage of the haste spells. Edgar is one of those people that definitely uses the 3 haste approach in his attacks, which I really, really like. Just seems to be a little bit more consistent overall. Probably could have saved 1 loon just to kind of put there up at the top because the cleanup was a little slow on this attack. But he is definitely going to get this done. Lava Hound in the CC was no worry. But usually I tend to notice this pattern that when the Lava Hound is the thing that pops out of the clan castle in a Laloon, a lot of times your heroes just kind of die eventually because there's nowhere else for them to go, really. Because they kind of just get caught on the Lava Hound. So this is a pretty standard base that we see quite often from Mr. Awesome. Kind of that base that has the boxes, and 2 of the boxes will either have double Teslas or they'll have Tesla Bomb. In this particular case, it was designed a little bit differently. Just the boxes had Teslas and bombs in them. This was an attack that Mr. Awesome and I designed on TeamSpeak, and I know that I'm trying to speed this up, but I guess I probably should do a little bit of promotion for TeamSpeak and how plans kind of shifted. So let me pop back into that one here real quick. So Mr. Awesome's original plan was he was going to use his Archer Queen over here and start a walk. He was going to create a funnel on this Dark Spell Factory, and he was going to walk his queen kind of up, and then he was going to break in from 6 down here, and then he was going to jump at this compartment, hollow out the core, and then he was going to use some hogs on the side and hogs on this side, and that was sort of his original plan. And he was curious about, I want to say he had a rage for his Valks as well to kind of hollow out this area. And so his spell composition was 1 jump, 2 heals, and a rage. And so he was going to use a rage and a heal. No, he's going to use the rage, excuse me. He's going to use a rage on his Archqueen walk. And he was going to use a jump and a heal here. And he was debating where to put the second heal. And so what I told him to do is what he ended up doing. So let's go ahead and watch it again, just a little bit slower. The first thing I pointed out was like it didn't seem like the Archer Queen walk was going to get him much. So I told him, I was like, when you look at this kind of core here of what the Valkyries are going to be taking out, once they get past the cannons and the arch tower, there's just a bunch of nothing. There's a mortar, there's 2 wizard towers, and basically the only thing that's there is an expo. So I was like, once you heal them up, they're going to last a while longer. So I told him, I was like, you might consider bringing a second jump for this junction right here and kind of let them out. I was like, because this way you know that your hogs will be safe. So if you put 3 hogs on each of these pieces of point defense, 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, and then on the other side you put 3 here, 3 here, and 3 here, you know that your 18 hogs will get those defenses down, and your Valks are going to take out everything else. And so that was the way that he adjusted the plan. He took the feedback, and he was like, yeah, like it makes a lot of sense. The AQ walk there just wasn't getting enough. Like getting this from an AQ walk, it goes back to what I've been talking about earlier in this video around don't overcomplicate a base just because you kind of want to try something that's not needed. And Mr. Awesome didn't. He adjusted the plan. Wall breaks in there, jumps, gets everything into the kind of the core area, jumps back out, heals up his Valks again, hogs in on the outside, and just it's an absolute annihilation. Like it wasn't even close. And so really nice attack there by Mr. Awesome. It was great planning it with you. And congratulations on pumping out this 3-star. And wait for it, boom, Team KFC, baby. All right, 23 more bases to go. Dumbman, Myth Legend, returning. I'm not sure if he's staying or not. I haven't reached back out to him yet. But bringing 4 attacks total this war. He had 2 Town Hall 9 attacks with this 30-30, and he also has a Town Hall 10 account, which I was not even aware of. We'll see his defensive base at the end of the video for sure. He thought he was going to slip one by me. It is not to be. But obviously, taking out this base pretty easily, kind of coming in there from 3 o'clock, double jump, negates all the bombs, and the hogs kind of finish it up there. So good job, Demand Myth Legend. Possibly. Hope that you're staying around. I see that you're still in the clan, so never say never. All right, attack number 22. This one was by me. So I was on the Ignites account for this war. This was a base, very similar to the one that Doc took out. That took 9 hits. And I'm going to continue to say it. Don't overcomplicate things when a base doesn't call for it. There's no double spots anywhere down here. There's nothing that's going to hurt us anywhere in this area. And so my internet's starting to lag, so I'm going to keep an eye on that real quick and see if it kind of catches up here. If not, I will just turn this video and do a 2-parter. I think it's caught up now. And so there's a double spot right here in the Archer Queen compartment, and then there's a double spot all the way over here by this Wizard Tower and this Dark Elixir storage. So pretty straightforward in terms of negating this double spot. 3 or 4 hogs will